Let's draw. Oh, I got nothing up on the screen. Not even the screen in front of me. Not ready today. I'm doing some stuff with color holds on this page, but I want Maru Kiru to still be in black ink, so I'm just pulling her out of my layer here. I'm really close to being done with the issue, which is exciting. So now I got the Kickstarter kicking off pretty soon. Check the link in the old description. Get on that pre-launch, please. Would like that to go well so I can keep making these Maru Kiru comics. Got big plans. Okay. Oh, hello! Good to see you again, Shakes. Thank you for joining me again. Good evening. This makes 3 in a row for you, I think. That's got to be deserving of some kind of prize. Awesome. I'll try not to talk too much. I'm kind of trying to lock in myself today, so I'm having a really good week productiveness-wise. I'd like to maintain that. Alright, I've got permission to speak, so when the mood takes me, I'll tell you about what's going on. The comic has a the comic and me you know, have a reputation for doing really brightly colored stuff, and this is no exception what's happening here, honestly, but I'm trying to find some of my roots on this, really, and I'm playing only to like the purple hues and focusing more on tone. Just on this last page. Frick is that? I should start advertising this as a co-work stream. If I could run it like 4 hours or something in the afternoon and just everybody come on. It's not a bad idea, actually. Yeah, it's a cool idea, and it's something that I've never actually like joined one. Maybe I should do that before I try to host one. I feel like that would be a good idea. My tendency is always to try to be like, I've never played in a band before, let's put on a concert. That's something I've actually done. It was, what the hell color was I using for this? When I was in high school, me and my digital body doubling is powerful. Yeah, no, I think that I'd probably have an easier time locking in if I knew people were watching me. But my stupid story about my garage band in high school, Flip Green Cat, and we had a charity concert for a food shelter in a town close to my hometown. It raised like $2,000. It's pretty cool. Bunch of really shitty bands playing in a decommissioned church. No, honestly, the shitty band fundraiser was it was one of the funnest things that I think I did when I was in high school. I always think about the stuff that like you would change if you go back and do it again. I wouldn't change that. Just leave that as is. That's a core memory. that's a different color. That's a problem for later. In the world? Oh. So I have this layer faded to like 85%, and I use the color dropper to grab the color, which is a different color than what I was expecting. Drew on the layer and messed everything up. Fixed it. Also, I've got the window open today, so if you hear birds or anything like that, that's what's going on there. Nicest day of the year so far in my neck of the woods. Who'd have thunk it? Blue and purple all over the place. Trying to thread the needle on this in terms of putting enough detail onto it so that it looks good, but also not making it look fiddly and overwrought. You know, I've already done quite a bit on. I had this giant gradient background on it before, which I think pulls way too much focus away from, you know, the slash cut through the page. So kind of stripping that away, going with just the blue and the purple, focus on the tone and the highlights. Put the blue light glasses on so that I don't end up with another headache today. These actually seem to be working. I don't know if it's all in my head, but they seem to work. And they only kind of make me look like my granddad, so... Yeah, I honestly, I don't know how far behind I am on chat, but yes, talking about the blue light glasses, um, and whether or not they work. Yeah, I don't know what the like if there's science behind it or whatever. Um, I don't wear glasses for anything. Um, I'm not sure if I should or not, but I feel like I don't have any problems. I don't have any problems reading or anything like that. Both my parents wear glasses, so I'm sure it's common. But maybe I have a few good years left. From everything I've been told, though, it's the kind of thing where you just wake up one day and you can't see, or things are blurry, you can't read things. It's like a cascade thing. I don't know. Find out when I wake up one day and can't see. Okay, this is pretty good. Oh, I was gonna talk about this before I was lost my train of thought thinking about the glasses. But this weekend, Saturday the 15th, New Haven, Connecticut, Indie Comics Creator Con. I'll be there. It's a Connecticut based con, so you know I'm gonna be there. Not too many of those. That and Terrificon, which I will also be at this year, in Artist Alley, which is cool. The first year for that for me. And Doug Jones is going to be at Terrificon too. I'm getting off topic already. Doug Jones, I love Doug Jones, and I'm excited to get the chance to meet him. I think I might draw him something. I was considering. I'll get back to talking about the event that's actually this weekend in a second, but. I was considering to myself, I'm like, how mad do you think Doug Jones would be if I drew like a really elaborate illustration of the Bye Bye Man and then only asked him questions about the Bye Bye Man? And then I realized that that's kind of mean-spirited, and I'm also pretty sure he did like one day on that set. But no, I have a thought to do like a kind of a series of like a portrait collage that's like, maybe not all the Doug Jones characters, but a lot of them, and do like a Doug Jones man or monster kind of thing. Something that he might appreciate. I think that'd be really cool to do. When I met Nana Visitor at the last Terrificon, first of all, I didn't know she was going to be there, so I didn't have time to prepare. But I wished I had drawn something for her. I ended up just giving her the Maru Kiru books. I figured it was better than nothing. But yeah, sounds extremely rad. I hope it goes well. Yes, thank you. I'm talking about the one that's actually happening this weekend, Indie Comics Creator Con. If you're watching this either live or on the replay and you're in the Connecticut area, Southern Connecticut State University in New Haven, Connecticut, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. 150 independent comic artists, all trying to sell their books to you at once. And it's a hell of a good time. I mean to make that sound like it's going to be a chore, but yeah, no, it's really great. And there's a lot of awesome talent there, and you meet some cool people. I'm very much looking forward to it. But yeah, I'll have Maru Kiru books, obviously. I will pester you to sign up for the Maru Kiru Kickstarter pre-launch, as we will still be in pre-launch at that time. And I'll actually have Circuit Champ books for the first time ever. And I was talking to John Solito about that recently. It's potentially the only time you'll be able to get a Circuit Champ book that was actually printed by us. I don't want to say too much about that. Nothing's real, but yeah, I don't know. I'll leave it at that. There's a possibility there. But yeah, so that's going to be a great show. I'll have World Ends Fire books too. I'm running out of those. I've only got 3 copies left of each of the 3 issues that I've got printed. So get to the table early if you want to get one of those. I do still have coloring books though, so if you want the coloring book version, I got a couple of those left. But yeah, that's going to be great. And again, this Saturday. Back to thinking Terrificon thoughts for a second, though. I think Kevin Eastman's going to be there this year, too. Which I'm excited about that. I should read more of those Ninja Turtles. They're called like Masterpiece editions or something. That's not the right word. There was some special edition of TMNT that I was reading. There was like a thing at the end of it that was talking about how Eastman and Laird made the books together and the history of the series, and very interesting stuff. When I left off in that series, I left off on the most depressing note possible, which was the background they gave you at the end of it was something to the effect of like, and this is the last book that Peter and Kevin worked on together in a friendly way. And I was like, oh no. Like, I know they have a falling out, but I didn't realize it was going to happen that fast. I absolutely love TMNT and just the spirit of creation that went into those early books. They were glorified zines, and it became like the most popular comic in the world. That's like a spirit that we really need now. Do it yourself. Make it huge on your own. The mechanisms that we have in place now make it both easier and harder to do that. The good news is that anybody can do it, and the bad news is that means the field is very crowded. But hey, do your best. That's what I do. The idea was to actually finish this page today. On the stream, I should say. Oh, I should show you all the one I was working on last time that I was trying to finish. It's this one. Yeah. Speaking of TMNT, I feel like that vibe is here. I should draw the Ninja Turtles. Of course, if I did that, I'd be taking dreams away from Lukash, so I'll wait patiently in line. There's no way in hell he's watching this, but hey, Lukash, you know, Kowalczyk, Albetsky, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Be pretty cool. Do it like Eastman and Laird used to. I'll move to Poland. Every so often I get into like recreationally trying to learn a language. And my father-in-law does is big into like K-pop and stuff, so he's teaching himself Korean. And I've been doing Japanese for forever at this point, without much luck. I know, you know, some vocab, and I can read hiraganas and katakanas, and I know like 3 kanji, whatever. I'm trying to take some more concrete steps towards actually like finding educational material that I can read on the subject. But talking about my father-in-law, he also does Polish, which I should, given my last name, I should give that a shot. So, I come from a Polish family. Not like super duper Polish, you know, American Polish. My grandmother is a first generation. Her parents were immigrants from Poland. My grandfather, his father was a Polish immigrant, and his mother was French Canadian. But we got, you know, the name Albetsky from there, obviously, and we've always considered ourselves to be Polish, but I feel like we don't do a great job of like holding the cultural flame alive. And it's funny, I know my grandmother, I always knew that my grandmother spoke Polish. And I had a Polish friend in high school, and he came over to my house for some like family yard party kind of thing. And I brought him over to my grandmother. I said, this is going to be funny, just, you know, start talking to her in Polish, and you know, she'll be delighted. So he did, and she was like, oh, I actually don't remember how to speak it. And I was like, like my heart, I thought I was doing something cool. But, no, I understand that it's a very difficult language, but, I don't know. There is some heritage there for me, so I should probably give it a shot. Yeah, no, I'm just going to read this comment out because it's hard to respond to without reading it out. But yes, America moment, really. My grandfather came to the U.S. from Italy, and I don't speak a word of Italian. He didn't pass it along at all, and that's so common. It is. It's a shame. I guess I don't really have anything constructive to say on the subject, but yeah, no, it's unfortunate. Language is very cool, and I moved to Poland in 2020. Been learning Polish off and on ever since, and man, I can barely string a sentence together. It is hard. Oh, good. That's good to know. Oh boy, I can understand it alright, but speaking and writing it is difficult. Yeah, no, I feel the same way about the languages that I do speak. You know, I speak German. Ein kleines bisschen, yeah. And when I was in Germany, I was able to get around, but it was a little bit difficult at times. But like being able to make yourself understood and understand people is such a big deal. And actually, if you're in Germany, it's lucky because 90% of the people speak English. So you can kludge your way through pretty much any conversation. But when I went to Japan, I thought I was going to have a similar time, and I did not. When I ask a Japanese person if they speak English, you say, Aigo ga dekimasu ka? Which means, do you speak English, or do you know English? And most people I asked that to were very polite and said sukoshi, which means a little bit. And that meant no, they don't. They were really, I think, just trying to be polite and help me. But I thought it was going to be like it was in Germany for me. I thought I knew more than I did. I got off the plane at 2 a.m. and I was able to hire a taxi in the local language, and I felt like God. I was like, this is going to be the best vacation ever. And that was the best interaction that I had the entire time. Yeah, I've experienced that as well. Having people say that they barely speak English and then their English is better than yours. That's the experience that I had with a lot of with a lot of Germans, actually. It really is. I wanted to, when I was in Germany, I wanted to practice speaking German, right? Because I took some in college, and I've been trying to, learn a little bit more on my own. But never really had an opportunity to like speak to anyone though. So it was like this was a big deal for me. And I was like, oh wow, I'm gonna give it a shot. And it's like the second they clock that you're an American, they just start talking English to you. And it's like they don't. It's so much faster and easier for them to speak in English to you than it is for them to try to parse your broken German. So it was difficult. And I actually even had somebody when I was ordering at a restaurant once. I was like halfway through my order and I was doing it in German, and he's like, "Oh, you American?" And I was like, "Yeah, I am." He's like, "Oh, how do you like it here?" I'm like, "Well, I'm trying to improve my language skills, but every time somebody figures out I'm American, they just start talking to me in English." Yeah. I guess the trick is that we have to, just work hard enough to sound natural. Make of yourself not an inconvenience to others. Now that's electric. Pretty good, what? And almost exactly an hour. Wow, serendipitous. A couple of touches that I want to put on this still, so I'll say some small words as I do so. But oh no, I messed up my Oh, well, that really does something for it. That's really cool. Is that too much? I don't know. I like it. I feel like having it read like very bright and almost, you know, too bright, because the feeling of being bezolted is something that we want to capture here. I'm gonna have to sleep on that. But I do like it at a glance. Looking at it on both my primary monitor and my my picture-in-picture that I have on the OBS Studio. But yeah, no, this is pretty cool. Not all the way up. Yeah, like I said, we'll play with it. Just wanted to some minor adjustments here. See. Very happy with this spread, actually. I think if I just do a couple more emphasis bits, just to really make the Maru figure pop, I can be in good shape. Uh-oh. She's got an extra finger. I mistook something for a thumb when I was doing the color hold. That's okay, we can fix that. There we go. Folders. Perfect. Jaw. Bad day for Maru and crew. Then again, that describes most of their adventures. Very cool. Very cool stuff. Alright. That is going to be it for today's stream. I have to letter this comic now. I've lettered a lot of it, but actually I'm going to go back and redo some of it because I've decided that I could make it bigger. So I'm going to give that a go. And I've got some onomatopoeia that need to be laid in, and I've got some... yeah, a whole bunch of stuff. So I got to do a lettering pass on the whole thing. But probably have this done by the end of the week, ready to rock and roll for the Kickstarter. That's pretty cool. Thanks for joining me today. Thanks for joining me in replay. If you're watching this in replay, a lot of people seem to watch the replays, relatively speaking. Thank you. I'm glad. I think it looks cool as well. But yeah, if you're going to be, if you're watching this before March 15th, the Ides of March, and you're going to be in the, the Connecticut area, New Haven area, come down and see me at Indie Comics Creator Con. Tickets are cheap. I think it's like $10 to get in. And stop by your local comic shop because they oftentimes will get free passes to it. So, something to think about. Aside from that, I'll see you next Tuesday, because I don't think I'm going to do a stream on Thursday this week, but should be around this time, next Tuesday. And we will be working on something else. All right, take care.